the peg with me, your host, the eyebrow-raising, unemployed, unsupervised, unrehearsed, unscripted. Of course, I'm the Mad Montreal Man, and you're probably going, something looks different. Something is not the same. That's right, I trimmed my beard. Long story short, cat, hair. Do I need to go into more details? I trimmed it, but it'll be back, because if not, Nico will kill me. And just right off the bat, I'm sorry there was no Mafex Monday on Monday. Because of Nico showing up a day earlier than I thought, I didn't want to miss out on spending time with my daughter, so the Cyborg episode of Mafex Monday will be this Monday coming up. Most of it was already filmed. I just didn't want to spend all that time editing on the Monday. Plus, in fact, I want to reshoot some of it, so my apologies. But to make up for that, to make up for not having that show on Monday, because we do have some new subscribers. Hello, Steve, Dave, Justin. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I hope you enjoy the show. Shout out to you guys. Shout out! Okay, no, we got some new subscribers this week. So once again, Justin, Steve, and Dave, thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. But to make up, before I digress down that rabbit hole, to make up for basically not having a show on Monday, and for the last show being a bit on the downside, I figured I would refresh a little bit with some Maple Coke. No, we're not sponsored, but I'm just thirsty again now. Yeah, Maple Coke, it does exist. Maple flavored Coca-Cola. Very gassy. More carbonated than usual Coke. But to make up for all that stuff that's happened, and on request, I was requested to do, Casey, this one will be for you. We're doing Killer Croc, the glow-in-the-dark edition. But I figured, why stop there? Why just do Killer Croc and just do a couple of figures? I figured, let's do a Batman special. Oh, yeah. Starting with, of course, we'll be having Adam West in the multiverse style. We got this guy to look at. It's gonna be a big show. We've also got the Batman motorcycle. There's a hint to why we're doing the motorcycle. We're also gonna be looking at the Batman Beyond Future's End Glow in the Dark. I think I have every Batman Beyond now, so why not get this one? And we're not going to stop there either. We're doing, we got to have villains, Joker and Punchline. I'm going to run out of room. We're going to be doing Batman and Bane. Oh, but you think, wow, that's a lot of a show already. No. We're also going to be doing The Rookie and Mr. Bloom. And we have a special surprise after this one that was probably going to go, you're insane. Then again, I am the Mad Montreal Man. So we just put these guys back over here so I have a little bit of room. The studio is now full of boxes, stuff that we haven't looked at yet. There's a lot of that. And, yeah, I'm running out of room. I need more shelves. When do I not need more shelves? But let's get the show on the road. Mr. Scalpo's ready. Mr. Scalpo's going to have a busy day. So we might as well start off with good old Adam West. But let's take him out. Might as well. I did tell the guys at GameStop I'll be happy if McFarlane does the 3 Catwoman from the old Batman series. That'd be nice, but let's let Mr. Scalpo do his work. Oh, sticky. We'll be back after the close-up. Alright, well you saw in the close-up, he comes with a whole, like his Batarang, the weird gadget. He does have a wired cape. It's not a bad wired cape. I give him credit for the cape. The wire is strong enough to move. The colors don't match, of course. That's something we've been seeing a few times with the wired capes. I mean, the face sculpt, it does make me think Adam West. It does. The head seems a bit big, but then again, it's Adam West, and we know he had a big ego. The plastic does feel a little cheaper than usual. I know it sounds mean to say, but the plastic isn't the usual, McFarlane better quality plastic. There's been a few of these now, this lower quality plastic. It's not as soft as some of the other ones, but it feels like it was rushed a little bit. Definitely not my favorite Batman, even though I am old enough to remember watching this as a kid. This was a show I used to watch as a kid where I rooted for the villains. The villains were great actors. They were fantastic. This guy was a joke. And even though I don't normally talk about the hands, I'm going to this time. Mostly because the hands, they're definitely different. You have his little dancing Batusi hands, which are, interesting. So if you want unique hands for a Batman, you're definitely going to get unique hands for this Batman. You got the... Yeah, they're an interesting choice. I think maybe McFarlane's trying to get people who don't buy the Batman Retro line to start buying them. I myself, after I bought that glow-in-the-dark Joker, I was disappointed with. I'm not overly thrilled about this Batman. It's plain, it's simple, it's nostalgic for some people, but for me it's that's where it's going on the shelf. In the back. It's going in the back. I don't want to see it. But no, it's all right, I guess. I'll be nice. I don't want to discourage Mr. McFarlane, Todd. Keep doing these because the villains from the old TV series are interesting. As for Adam West, well, I could have done without him. But let's move on, shall we? Shall we put the Batusi Batman on? All right, I don't need an Adam West card either, but... Ugh. Yeah. Nightmares from my childhood. But this one's for Casey. We're going to do the big guy next. Ugh. Because Casey asked for it. Casey, you're going to get it. And, when the best GameStop in all of Canada asks you to open up a figure, you say, okay, I might as well open up that glow-in-the-dark Killer Croc. Once more, let's delve into the world that Mr. Scalpel enjoys. Cutting plastic. Ooh. I think Mr. Scalpel needs a new blade. Back in a moment. Woo! Before we get to the close-up, I have to give you a warning. The chemical smell from opening him up. Oh! It'll unclog your sinuses. Oh boy. Woo! Every now and then you just get an action figure where you have to catch your breath. Oh! But there he is, in the package. What do you say we actually get rid of all the little plastic nightmare things and take them out and put the close-up in now? After ooh, wow. You can taste the plastic. That's how strong the smell is. Now, the good thing is I've had a whole bunch of these already where, the smell is pretty strong. After they're out and they're in the air, the smell does dissipate. Unless you're a weirdo when you go and sniff plastic. Just saying. Let's get to the close-up now. Well, I will give them credit. He had one of those plastic nightmare things I hate on the package, but the rest of the packaging was tied with this guy. At least this is reusable. Nightmare to untangle. But as you saw in the close-up, he is a detailed croc. Now, the glow-in-the-dark one, which this one is, and glow-in-the-dark, they're limited to only 5,400. But if you're like me and you missed the original time the Arkham Asylum Killer Croc came out, it's good to pick up. Now, there are some things I like, some things I am disappointed in. Well, really? A figure this big? Yeah. One day we'll start getting decent bases. I thought with the Superboy we were on a trend, 2 pegs, something decent, but no, we're back to the... Overall, I like the detail. I really do like the detail. Yeah, there's a slight color variation between the shorts and the pant legs. Minor. He's not as posable, but that's kind of to be expected when you get the big guys. The one thing I am disappointed in, mostly, is this. Why couldn't we get an articulated jaw? It would have been so cool to have a jaw that popped open. They've done it with other figures. Why not Croc? I don't mind the fact there's no spare hands. That's fine. You know, because it's Croc. It would have been nice to have some spare hands. But overall, this is a good figure to get. I do recommend this one. I know at GameStop at Rito, I think they have 1 or 2 left. I think that, for sure I know they have 1 left. But this is one I definitely recommend. If you want a Batman villain shelf, you need to have him on it. Definitely need to have him. You know, the few things I'm disappointed in are minor compared to just how cool he looks on the shelf. Yeah. This is a cool one. I mean, I can see adding... I can definitely see people who do customs, they'll add a couple broken chains, but I recommend this guy. I do. Killer Croc is something you want to pick up. So let's put him down. Let's move his box out of the way now. I'm going to be trapped in here, I think. Yeah, I'm running out of room. I need a bigger studio. I need a job after all, but no. All right, let's do this one next. Now, this thing, I kind of like made fun of it because I already have an opinion about it before opening it up. And I think I'm going to be right once I open it up. But I figured it was just to get it off the shelf because it was there. And I know on the States you can pick this thing up real cheap everywhere. I didn't pay much for it. But we're talking the motorcycle from the Batman movie with the giant helmet. So, Mr. Scalpel's going to have some fun. Back in a moment. Well, if you look at the card, you realize this is for that scene where Bruce Wayne, pre-Batman getup, is on the bike. And the funny thing is, the real name is called the Drifter Bike. Yeah, whatever. It's kind of funny too because the card shows him wearing the helmet. Now the helmet is pretty big, so it would fit over an action figure, but why is there a peg hole inside the helmet? It's almost as if, okay, you want to put the helmet on, pop the regular head off, put the helmet on instead. Yeah, I don't, no comment on that. I don't have the Bruce Wayne from the movie. I never got that one. But let's look at the bike. Well, it does come with a stand that holds the bike up, which is fine. Now, as for motorcycles itself, I am a Harley guy. I prefer Harleys. This one, when I first saw it, I was making fun. I mean, I was kind of making fun of it. It doesn't look like a proper motor. Now, I did do some research, and there are some Italian bikes, going back enough, that would have a similar setup to that. However, this would not be a very fast bike compared to, say, a Harley V-Twin, or even a Honda, or a, you know, it's just, this would not be a fast bike. That's basically a, you know, when I did some research online, it's like a lawnmower engine on a bike. I guess for the movie they didn't want to have any fancy bike, or they disguised it, but as vehicles for Batman go, well, the wheels turn. You know, I did put a 7-inch figure on it. It does hold a figure. The handlebars, well, if you've ever ridden a motorcycle, you'll agree with me, that position for handlebars makes it very awkward if you just want to sit back and ride. It forces you to lean forward. On a bike like this is a street bike. You would normally want to sit comfortably, not leaning forward. It's, I don't know. It's hard to say. I have a whole bunch of other toy motorcycles that would most likely fit better than this. I mean, I like the fact that it looks scratched up. It's just really nice. This is one that I think if you do pick it up, well, this you're going to laugh at. This you're going to like, forget it. This is not worth it. The stand's not bad. You can either pop a wheel in or just like I did. I just leaned it on in the middle, which held it. It's a Batman vehicle. Okay. I just hope the Red Hood motorcycle, when it comes out, is better than this. But, like I said, if you want one of these, if you're in the States, I'm sure you'll find it for $5. Just saying. But now that that's out of the way, because, you know, gotta get the vehicles done too. What do you say we take a look at... Oh, I need more. I'm thirsty. It's hot. It is a bit of an acquired taste, by the way. Maple Coke is like collecting action figures. You get an acquired taste. Some people want something that's more sugary. Some people want no flavor. Some people want Marvel. Some people want DC. And some people want limited editions like the Joker that glows in the dark. Actually, it's Batman / Joker. This one has 8,000. And no, I'm not going to try to put some glow-in-the-dark footage later because I don't have a black light. Mr. Scalpel. Ooh, that was a nice cut. So nice to cut. See, if you do have action figures, I do recommend get your own Mr. Scalpel. Because Mr. Scalpel is your friend. Boom. Yeah. The sound of plastic being ripped. Alright, so let's take another addition to my Batman Beyond family. Never thought I would have so many Batman Beyond. I even had the whole Batman family box, which I think you say you would have seen in a previous video. But no, it's there too. Okay, we'll be back in a moment when we get rid of the... Ow! Woo! I think it's the glow-in-the-dark stuff. But wow! Ow! Ow! Back in a moment. Alright, you saw in the close-up, I left the Joker head facing, but it does have a reversible head where you can turn it around and it's Batman. It's the same as the Build-A-Figure. This basically is the Build-A-Figure that came out with the Batman Beyond line. Now, this one does have a really strong smell. Couple things I want to point out right off the bat. The plastic feels inferior to the original. It feels like a soft plastic. It does feel a lot softer than the other one. Another thing is, I honestly was terrified that these were going to break putting them in. This is definitely a thinner resin than the original wings. It feels like it was 3D printed and it's a cheaper resin. The body itself, well, the body is the same one as the original Batman Beyond Build-A-Figure or Joker Build-A-Figure. You know, I still don't like the arm. You know, this is one of the ones where I'd been happy to have been face plates instead of the switchable head, but, you know, I'm going to leave it as the Joker. If you're a Batman Beyond collector, you're going to want it because if you put the other one with the Batman head, it doesn't glow in the dark. You put this one with the Joker space, it glows in the dark. But I will give you a heads up. Take your time with him. First of all, totally sucks. This base doesn't really work at all. The smell is really strong on this one. It does feel like a cheaper grade of plastic. Now this feels like, you know, 3D resin printed. A bit disappointed for a limited figure. I'm a bit disappointed. Do I regret having it? No. After all, I am a toyaholic, and it's a Batman Beyond. I have every Batman Beyond they've made in the multiverse so far. Yeah, I do, actually. I have them all. It's sad. But yeah, there he is. Wow. Okay. It definitely is a strong smelling thing. This is one that needs to be aired out. Him and Croc. But let's move on, because this is a very long episode today. And it's going to stay long. Because I could cut something out, but I'm not. Ugh. Okay. Well, because that was a reissue of a previous figure, so was Croc. Let's do the one I've been putting off. Batman Bane. Batman Bane. Mr. Scalpel, send me a cut. Oh! Dr. Scalpel fun time. Back in a moment. Alright, I don't normally talk about the packaging, but I will give McFarlane Toys credit this time. The actual backing is intact, because they did something different. You only get one card, but the card comes in a piece of plastic taped to the inside of the actual plastic. The same for the bases. I like that. You actually have a back that you could use for a background. The bases also came taped at the bottom. Nice aspect. I do like that. And of course, you have spare hands, which is nice. But let's get to the figures. Well, right off the bat, we'll start with Batman. Okay? Well, these bases suck completely. Wired cape. One of the closest matches to color yet. I must admit, this color actually matches much better than some of the other capes we've seen that are wired. The wired cape is pretty good. Overall, a good Batman. I like the battle damage. It's just painted on. It's actually not carved in. The face, the grimace, a little bit so-so. I'm not a big fan of it. But a pretty good Batman overall. I like it. I mean, it's a reissue Batman. They just did the damage, but a really good Batman. I'm happy with the Batman. I like the wired cape. I mean, the wired cape is the best thing about the Batman. But also, maybe it's just me. Maybe I've gotten spoiled with some of the better
DC
Marvels.
Multiverse figures.
The plastic does feel a little, not as bad as, you know, the Adam West Batman, but the plastic does feel a little oily. A good word for it. It doesn't feel the same. Different manufacturers, I know. McFarlane does have different companies making the toys. But the big boy himself, well, totally useless. These bases suck. Todd, fellow Canadian, Mr. McFarlane. Come on, really? Okay. Now, I missed Bane the first time around, so I'm happy to get Bane. I really like Bane. Articulation, well, he's a little limited. I mean, he's a big guy, you know. I do like the fact that this is solid. The back is soft. A nice way of saving on some plastic, but it also makes it a bit more flexible as well. But I definitely do like the Bane. I do have a problem, however. The famous McFarlane ankle issue. This foot is hard to place straight. The ankles, I heated it up. It's still on the stiff side. It just seems like every now and then you get an ankle that just doesn't want to go down properly. But overall, not bad. Not bad. I like the look of Bane. This is the comic book Bane. This is what I expect to see when I think about Batman versus Bane. Unlike the movie ones. Nice big action figure. I'm happy I got him. This is one I do recommend picking up if you never got Bane in the first place. I do like him. This is a good one. I like the blue. I know the original one didn't have the blue. I like the blue accents. It's really cool. I like it. This is a must get if you're a Batman guy. obviously McFarlane's a Batman guy, and kind of makes us collectors, us Joyaholics, Batman guys too. Definitely do like the Bane. Okay, now that we're done with the reissues, let's move on to some new stuff, shall we? Okay, it's still a reissue. It's half a reissue. Joker's a reissue. Punchline isn't. Keeping Mr. Scalpel so busy he's run away. Where'd Mr. Scalpel go? I got him. Dr. Scalpel is back in house, so what do you say we take reissue Joker and Punchline out of the package, and we'll be back shortly. Okay, I like the trend. Once again, you can use the backdrop. The way they package the cards and the base, I like, because you can even put them back in and out, which is what I did. Joker's a reissue, but no, I mean, you can actually very easily reuse this if you want to put your things back in, which is nice. But let's talk about the figures themselves. Now, Joker, I don't want to go into too much detail with. He is, after all, a reissue. But I think I'm losing my mind, because the plastic, it feels more like a cheaper rubber. I don't know why. Compared to the ones I did last week, it just feels, it's rubbery. It doesn't feel like the same plastic. Let me know if you've noticed it yourself, that some of the DC Multiverse figures have what seems to be a Marvel Legends feel to them, like plastic-wise. Not overly thrilled with the change in plastic. But that's a minor point. Now, the Joker, as you can see, comes with no spare hands. Comes with a knife. It's a reissue Joker. A little bit of repaint, maybe. Now, Punchline. I'm happy we have a new villain. Okay? I like that. It does feel, I mean, it feels like a rubber dress. Like, it feels like latex. She's wearing latex. The detail in the boots, it's not just reuse, it's resculpt. I like that. I like the, the body use. It's partially reused, but the painted details, the hair, I feel like I might break it. There are some minor points that I'm disappointed with. First of all, why not make it that the ball you can take off and on? No spare hands means limited. The baubles in her hair, the paint bleeds a little bit. Overall, not bad. I do wish that the face would be a little bit less bland. It's a very bland expression. I'm going to kill you. Especially when you look at the comic books, she has a lot of expressions in her face, especially that wicked smile, like, But nice to have a new female character in the multiverse. Now, I get the strange feeling that McFarlane is going to do the same thing they did with the Batman Forever Morgan Freeman. You get Morgan Freeman when you buy the car, and they just announced that he's going to be a chase figure. I won't be surprised if down the road we will see Punchline packaged on her own. I'm kind of hoping they do, so we might get some alternate hands, because the hands have her logo, the X and O. Now, it would be nice if they reissue her, maybe in a slightly different costume, because I know she has two versions, sort of. But no, nice to have. As for Batman villains goes, she's front of the shelf. I'm just saying. Joker, we got enough of Jokers, plus the fact he's a reissue, and he's wobbly. But no, Punchline, definitely is front of the shelf. But let's continue, shall you? Shall you continue? Yes, you shall continue watching the show, and you shall hit the like button. You shall subscribe, like Steve, Dave, and Justin recently did. Oh, and Bob. Bob, I know you recently subscribed too. But let's continue. Wow. This is why it takes time for the show, because even though I'm unsupervised, unscripted, unrehearsed, Part of the problem is these things. I could do a blooper reel of all the times I'm filming a close-up and like it just. I kept one in last week just for the heck of it because it was kind of funny. But no, it happens so much it's not funny anymore. But let's move on, shall we? Mr. Bloom and the Rookie. I don't know why they call it the Rookie. It's just really Commissioner Gordon wearing the armor. But Dr. Scalpel, you're needed in the room again. Dr. Scalpel likes cutting. Aren't you happy I don't do the whole show you the box thing and the UPC and actually show me taking them out of the package? No, I'm nice. I cut away. I know you're thinking I'm not really that nice because I'm making you watch this very long show, but you're a toyaholic. What else are you going to do on a Friday night, or in Shane's case, on a Saturday morning? You're going to watch a show. Have some breakfast. If it's nighttime and you're at home, well, you definitely are a toyaholic. Kind of like me. I have no social life. It's sad. I have toys, though. Lots of toys. And back after the close-up. I must admit, for 2 packs, once again, 3 in a row, nice packaging. You can actually use the background. You get a lot with this 2-pack. You actually have a alternate base, which I always find they look nice, but they're quite often not practical, but it's nice to change it up. You can put at least 1 figure on this thing, Will. To start off with, let's start off with the Rookie, James Gordon. And I'm going to sound like a broken record. The plastic just doesn't feel the same quality as before. It doesn't. Now, I do know they made I think it was a DC Direct version of this guy a while back, but I didn't buy those. Now, posability, I'm actually been really pleased with how posable he is. I mean, the rockets don't move, the rockets don't launch, but that's just for show. It would have been nice to have a spare set of hands, because fist hands are nice, but, you know, grabbing hands would have been nice as well. Interesting thing. One of the easiest head swaps I've ever seen. Yeah. You can literally just pop it out, which also means that there's very little articulation in the James Gordon head. But it is a cool looking Batman thing. I mean, I like this. It would be front of the shelf if it wasn't so big, but it'll be sort of like well placed on the shelf. I do recommend it. You get money. This 2-pack is worth it. That's not worth it for this guy, because this space sucks completely to hold him up. But it's nice having something, even though it's Batman related, something a bit different. You know. Now, it'd be really cool if I can get the James Gordon variant where he's wearing the blue Batman suit, which I've yet to track down. I know it exists. It's a chase for variants. But I'm really happy with this. I'm happy I picked it up. I like it. I can see a lot of people taking this and customizing it. Do a black version of it, for example, where it's all black and maybe there's a little bit yellow around the bat signal. Well, the bat emblem. Definitely one of the better ones they've come up with. I do like it. No ankle problems. Not with this guy. You know, but and he's got a good weight to him. I just feel like the plastic's a bit limited. I mean, these have to be spread out apart a bit more. Minor thing. It's a shame the rockets don't really move. But I like him. But let's get to the other one. Mr. Bloom. Now, at first I thought, okay, it's the McFarlane skinny body. No, this guy's tall. He is tall. He is creepy looking. And this was one of the last series I read before leaving Vancouver to move to Ottawa. So it is definitely a creepy figure. Now, they could have done a very large Mr. Bloom, and I won't be surprised if they don't do one down the road, because Mr. Bloom in the comic books gets to a point where he's pretty big as well. He comes like a giant. Interesting character. Not my favorite Batman villain of all times, but it would be interesting to see how Bruce Wayne Batman would fare against Mr. Bloom. Then again, Swamp Thing could wipe this guy out in a blink. But no, it's cool. I mean, it's not a very detailed action figure. I mean, it's very plain. It's very plain. But then again, so was Mr. Bloom. It was a very plain-looking character, just had weird abilities and so forth. But I do recommend this 2-pack. I do recommend it. It's a good 2-pack to get. You get your money's worth of this one. Unlike the Batman Bane where you only got 1 card, you get 2 cards. You get 2 of these things. But yeah. But, you know, that really would be it for the show, except I did promise a surprise at the end. I need some more liquid, mind you, and I'm trapped in my little corner here. And no, I'm not sponsored by Coke. I just like Maple Coke. I am, after all, a Canadian. But no, I did pick this up this week. And I will say it was bigger than I thought it was going to be. My pre-order came in. Yes. The big Batmobile. Yeah. But the surprise is I got it. I'm not going to open it up today because this is a long enough show already. I mean, we got quite a lot covered today. But this will be next week. We'll be looking at the Batmobile next week. That plus fact, I want to take pictures of the Batmobile actually sort of like with a proper background, not just this in the background. But as usual, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. It's actually pretty... I'm surprised that this is actually bigger than the Tumbler vehicle. It feels... Well, it's heavier than the Tumbler was. The box... Well, the box is longer, but it's... I'm looking forward to doing this one. But that's next week because we have a lot to do. We still have... Oh, my God. Doomsday, Kryptonite, Metallo, Fire... Booster Gold, let's keep on forgetting, Ragman, the Black Hood, sorry, Red Hood, I mean. Red Hood, I don't have the variant for this one. I don't have the variant for Ragman either, which I would love to have because Ragman is cool. I did manage to get something, though. This is why I pre-ordered. I pre-ordered Age of Liberty a while back. I ordered 2 of them. And I'm happy I did, because when I went to pick up the second one, they got me the variant. Oh, thank you, GameStop, for getting me the white Age of Liberty, but that might be next week. I don't know. What would you like to see next week, guys? Let me know. We still have a lot to do. We still have the digital Adam, Longbow, Superman to do. I'm trying to catch up. But the good thing is, in some ways it's good because there's less stuff on pre-order now. Okay, I'm going to rant. It's a mini rant. This is against Todd. Todd, stop with the chases. You're killing us with the chases. People like me and like you guys who watch the show and collect, you want the figures. You know, and maybe in the States it makes sense. Yeah, maybe in the States because there's so many freaking Targets and Walmart, America's favorite toy store. We don't have that here in Canada. Canada, you're pretty limited to where you're going to get your action figures. If you're lucky, you have a toy store or comic book store, mostly a comic book store that sells action figures, and they will get them in for you. Or like I do, I pre-order with GameStop. Most people I know, when they're trying to get action figures, they just order online. They pre-order. They, like I do, I go to GameStop. The guys at Rito Center know me pretty well. I will pre-order from them. This way I know I can get at least the regular version. Platinums are a bit harder to get. I get lucky sometimes. Sometimes I have to go into the secondary market. I know other people in different places where they don't have a GameStop. For example, Shane. Shane doesn't have a GameStop. He basically gets his stuff either at Subsidy Comics, or the Big Smoke in Dublin, or he basically orders them from stores like Big Bad Toy Store. Well, that's my problem. With all these chases coming out, you can't even pre-order these things. It's frustrating. I literally spent an entire day chasing down Manhunter, Sportsmaster, and the Reverse Flash. I literally spent an entire day spent going to find chases that I would have just pre-ordered in the first place. And that's one thing they have to start realizing. Maybe in the States it makes sense. Okay, we'll have a Target exclusive. You have to go to Target. It's a Chase. And you go to all these Targets because they're all over the place. Todd, have you forgotten what life in Canada is like? We don't have Targets. We don't have Walmarts that actually carry decent toy selections. Yeah, we have Toys R Us if you don't want to get anything because they have nothing. We literally rely on GameStop, comic book stores, and that's it. So stop with the Chases in Canada. You should make all the Chases available for pre-order, period. Because we're going to buy them. I mean, okay, I might not go after the Morgan Freeman Chase because I got the vehicle and it's the same figure. But, you know, I heard they announced a Geoforce and it's going to be a Chase. Why? Why? Why are you making us do this? I mean, are you forcing people in Canada or in the UK or in Ireland or Scotland? And for example, Australia, there's a guy from Australia. He gets all his action figures from one toy store. Well, no, actually, I stand corrected. He also has McFarlane Toys sending him toys. Which irritates people like me. I don't know if it irritates you because there's a lot of people out there who review toys who don't get freebies. We have to literally hunt them down. And that's my whole point. You know, it's not fair to the people who don't live in the States to do these chases where we might never get them, where we have to hunt them down. And you limit supply. I mean, if it wasn't for Shane, I never would have had a Catman. It's just one of those things where you have to start realizing markets don't always have all these stores that can carry these, that you can really spend an afternoon just, I'll go to this store, this store. We don't have that. I mean, for example, here in Ottawa is the size of France, by the way. I had to go to 3 different stores to get those chases. Think about that. How big of a city Ottawa is. It's spread out an entire day to get those chases. And some chases you never get. You never see them. So yeah. In McFarlane Toys, you guys have to stop doing these chases where we literally can't get them. You're forcing us to buy off the toy scalpers. I'm lucky that the people I bought off secondhand don't scalp to the point where it's insane prices. But then again, even they're having a hard time getting these because they have no choice. They're going to order it from an online store in the States, or they go down to the States and they include all that cost and what they're going to sell to you for. So stop with the chases. At least in countries like Canada, the UK, Ireland, and Scotland, New Zealand, and Australia. You have to stop that. The States, you have tons of stores in the States that carry the action figures. Go for it. You know, make them chase for them. But you're making people like me and all my subscribers out there suffer because they're not going to get these chases sometimes. They're not. They're not. Like, for example, I literally went hunting to get an extra one of these so I can send it to Shane. Because he didn't get any. So yeah, that's my rant for the day. But let me know what you want to see next week. There's a lot to go through. The Batmobile will be open next week. I probably will film the Batmobile segment before Friday. Just because I kind of want to take it out of the studio and just sort of like give it a proper street background. It'd be kind of cool to do that. A little bit of toy photography every now and then. But as for everything else, I don't know. I still haven't done the Gargoyle show. Monday, though, will be the last Mafex Monday. It's going to be Cyborg Superman and Multiverse Superman. But I'm also going to do a Marvel Monday as well. So there'll be 2 episodes on Monday because why not? I need to make up for last Monday anyway. So you'll have the Cyborg and you'll have a Marvel. Which Marvel? I don't know yet. I really don't. But that's it for today's show. As always, thank you for liking the show. Thank you if you've already hit like. Thank you, for example, like Bob, Steve, Dave, and Justin did. Subscribe and share the videos. Let the word get out there. You know, I'm doing my best to survive here. You know, 8 months not working. It's kind of frustrating, but I do my best to keep my mind, body, and emotional state as good as I can because it is important to stay healthy. Stay healthy. It's important. And of course, one of the best ways to stay healthy, well, if you have a motorcycle, go for a ride. Not on this one. But one of the best ways to stay healthy is, of course, you find that one thing in your life. Maybe two, maybe three. Could be a person too. But you find something that just lets you stay happy. Because that's important. And even though last week I wasn't faking it, because my daughter was in town for the week, lifted up my spirits. If you have to fake it every day, like I do with this wonderful persona, the Mad Montreal Man, it's a good thing I'm not like this when I go to the store. So imagine me buying milk. Hi, I need some milk. Oh, this milk. That would be kind of fun to do, but no. It's, no matter how bad my day is or my week is, when I do this, I get into character, and it's my way to stay positive. So do it. Stay positive. Fake it until you get good at faking it, because eventually one day you're going to fake it and you realize, I'm not faking it. Last week I was actually in a good mood. My daughter was around. It was nice hanging out with her. I didn't have to fake it. I was just being positive the whole week. I was happy the whole week. That was until I said goodbye at the airport. That sucked. Yeah, it sucked. That sucked a lot. Yep. Yeah. Lots of toys. Yeah. But no, it's also weird too. Another reason why I'm ranting about these chases, because I have next to nothing on pre-order now, because it's all chases that are coming out, and it's frustrating. It's one thing that you have to hunt down variants. That I kind of don't mind as much, because it's part of the game. You get the figure in, you might get a variant, you might not. You have to hunt down the variants. But when every figure releases a chase, it's frustrating. It's like, for example, there's the Batman Forever vehicle. 2 versions. One's a Target exclusive. The good thing, though, here in Canada, Amazon's going to carry it. And actually, I got a call from Casey at GameStop today. They're actually getting... Well, if you have to pre-order it, which I'm going to do. I'm going to do it on tomorrow and pre-order it. They're getting the Batman Forever Chase, the gold edition one. So that's another vehicle to add to my growing vehicle collection, which I never thought I would be starting, but I now have a lot of. Sad but true. Toyaholics. But no, do your best. Stay healthy. Stay happy. Stay positive. Tune in on Monday. And have a good weekend. And I know it's a long show. I know. That's why I'm not doing the Batmobile today. It'd be way too long of a show. Plus the fact it takes a lot of editing time to do. But no, that's it. Hopefully next week this will be back to a normal looking beard. This will always be ugly, mind you. It's the way I am. I was born ugly. Yeah, when I was born, the doctor slapped my mother and said, "How dare you?" Then they sewed her up. No. You gotta laugh at yourself, because, hey, everyone else does anyway. They laugh at me all the time. Or they scream in horror. Ah! It is nice being a bit back to myself. Another good thing about drinking maple Coke, it's a lot more sugar and caffeine than your regular Coke. Makes me think back when I used to do stand-up. I used to have a joke where I used to snort Coke, except the bottle would get stuck in my nose, so I switched to 7-Up. I don't drink 7-Up. But that's it for the show. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you laughed at me or with me. I don't care. You watch the show. You hit like. You've already subscribed. And it's I don't do one action figure, that's for sure. And I know some of you guys have made comments to me that you wish I would maybe do less action figures in the show. Too bad. I'm evil. No, it's just more fun this way, because I watch shows. I watch other reviewers, and they sometimes spend half an hour on one figure. I'm like you. I want to know, is it cool? Is it worth getting? Is it, I want an honest opinion. And that's what I give you. An honest opinion. And right now, my honest opinion is you should basically stop watching while I fade to black.